Good morning again. Lie on your backs. You can bend your knees, bringing the soles of your feet to your mat, or you can just fully extend your legs. Wherever you are this morning, be there. As long as it's here, just be wherever your body is this morning. And just close your eyes and welcome the week. It's Monday. There's no better way. Well, this is a great way, I should say, to get your week started. So just close your eyes and find your breath. And connect with your breath. Letting everything go. Being present, being right where you are, and listening to your body. This is your practice. This is your mat. This is your yoga. So listen to your body. And as you're connecting with your breath, I'd like to share a really great poem called The Guest House by Rumi. This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness, sometimes momentary, sometimes momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all. Even if they are a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture, still treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight, the dark thought, the shame, the malice. Meet them at the door, laughing, and invite them in. Be grateful for whatever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. So that can be understood so many different ways, but we do wake up different every day. And it's very much like a guest, a visitor. But the important thing is to acknowledge whatever that is, welcome it, learn from it. This is who we are. So at this time, please maybe find a wonderful intention or dedication for today's practice. And also wishing Cherise a wonderful day. It's her birthday. So lying on your back, coming into bridge, bring the soles of your feet onto the mat, bringing your heels as close to your buttocks as possible. Your shoulders are relaxed, your chin is tucked, the back of your neck is long. Breathing. And even now, there may be a visitor. Welcome however that visitor is showing up. The soles of your feet are hip width apart. We're going to alternate arms as we lift our hips up, starting with the right side, tucking your tailbone or tipping your tailbone up. Inhale, lift your hips and right arm up off the mat, pressing your heels into your mat and pressing your hips up towards the sky. Bringing your right arm over above your head. Exhale, slowly begin to lower your hips and your right arm, keeping your tailbone tucked. Inhale, left side, slowly begin to lift your left arm and your hips up towards the sky and over above your head. Pressing your hips up towards the sky, but keeping your knees straight. Exhale, slowly begin to lower your arm and your hips down by your side. Bringing your arm down by your side. Right side, inhale, lift your hips and your arm. Reach through your fingertips. Reach up and over, pressing your hips up towards the sky. Exhale, slowly lower your hips down, bringing your right arm down by your side. Left side, inhale, lift, keeping the tailbone tucked, pressing into the soles of your feet, engaging your thighs, shoulders relaxed. Exhale, slowly begin to lower the left arm over and down and lower your hips down. Both arms. Inhale, lift both arms up, lifting your hips up, reaching through your fingertips, extending your arms up long and over your head. And just stay here in this moment, pressing your hips up towards the sky, taking one nice big breath. And then exhale, slowly begin to lower your hips and your arms down by your side. Now bring the soles of your feet as wide as your mat. Shoulders relaxed, the back of your neck is long. Just inhale your arms up and then over your head onto the mat above you. We're going into windshield with our arms up. Take a nice inhale. And then exhale, begin to lower your knees down to the right. Inhale, lift back up to center. Exhale, lower your knees down to the left. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, down to the right. And stay here for one breath. And then inhale, come back up to center. And then exhale, lower your knees down to the left, staying here for a breath. Inhale, bring your knees back up to neutral and bring your arms down by your side. And just take a moment remembering where you are. Remembering we welcome house guests. And remembering your special intention for today's practice. Now we're going into scissor now, so you have an option to bring your arms out alongside of your body, maybe in between shoulder height and in between your thigh, wherever you are. Or if you have back issues, you may want to place your hands underneath your buttocks, palms facing down. And when we go into this scissor, you will know exactly where to place your hands underneath your bottom, your lower back. So if your arms are extended out, or if your arms are underneath your buttocks, lift the soles of your feet up towards the seat, lift the soles of your feet up off the mat, and then fully extend your legs up towards the ceiling. So from here, you may want to add your hands underneath your buttocks. Your shoulders are relaxed. The back of your neck is long. Push your heels away from you, bringing your toes towards your face, curl towards your face. Now inhale, spread your legs open, sending your legs far apart from each other. And then exhale, cross your right leg over your left as you come back up to the top. Inhale, spread your legs apart, pushing your heels away from you. And then exhale, come back together, bringing your left over your right. Inhale, spread your legs apart, they're enemies, social distancing. Exhale, bring your legs together, bringing your right over your left. Exhale, social distance your legs, pushing your heels away from you. And just stay here for a moment. And just begin to rotate your ankles. Using your core, engaging your core. And remember, rotate. We have to rotate fairly, so go in both directions. Now exhale, cross your legs across one another. And then just one more inhale, social distance those legs as you kick your heels out and away from you. Inhale, just bring your legs together and gently bend your knees and bring them back, bring the soles of your feet back down to the mat. And roll over onto your side. And just take 2 rounds of breath. Now slowly bring yourself into table, coming on to all fours. Stacking safely, stacking your shoulders over your wrists, and stacking your hips over on top of your knees. The soles of your feet are planted into the mat, but your legs are hip width apart, and your back is flat. And just look at your mat. Now slowly inhale and begin to lift your chin and your tailbone up, pressing into your mat, allowing your belly to drop towards the floor, keeping your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, begin to round your back, bringing your chin and your tailbone into your body, keeping your ears away from your shoulders. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin. And then exhale, round the back, bringing the chin and the tailbone into the body. Now, while your back is rounded, lift your right knee up and fully extend your right leg out to the side. Your ankle is in line with your hip, The soles of your feet are planted onto the floor. Your toes are heading in the direction of your fingers. And right now your back is arched. So inhale, begin to lift your chin and your tailbone, lowering your belly up, down to the floor. Exhale, round your back, bringing your chin and your tailbone into your body. Inhale, lift your chin and your tailbone up. And exhale, begin to round your back, bringing your chin and your tailbone into your body and push into your mat. And then slowly inhale your way back to neutral and bring your right knee back onto the mat. Opposite side. Slowly extend your left leg out by your side, making sure it's lined up with your ankle. The soles of your feet are planted into the mat. Your toes are heading in the direction of the same direction as your fingers. Cherise, can you shift your left foot up higher? Up. Yes, there you go. Yes, beautiful. Now slowly inhale and begin to lower your belly and lift your chin and your tailbone up towards the sky. Exhale, begin to round your back, pushing into your mat, dropping your head. Inhale, begin to lift and lower the belly. Exhale, round the back, bring your chin and your tailbone into your body. Inhale, lift your head and your tailbone. Exhale, round the back, bring the chin and the tailbone into the body and press into the mat. Now gently inhale your way back to neutral and bring your left knee to join your right knee. Bring your big toes together and gently push your bum towards your feet. Coming back into child's. Maybe placing your forehead on the mat. Allowing your belly to get a massage from your thighs. Honoring yourself. Welcoming whatever guest showed up during our practice thus far. Now slowly come back up to table. Soles of your feet are planted. The soles of your feet are looking up at the ceiling as the tops of your feet are planted onto the mat. Your arms are stacked safely. We're going to go into Tigress where we pivot on our knees and we lift the tops of our feet to the right and left and our head follows. So we're going to start with the right. So inhale, lift the tops of your feet up off the mat and gently bring them off to the side as you exhale, bringing them off to your right side, and then turn your head to look at your beautiful feet. Inhale, lift the tops of the feet and bring your head and your feet to center onto your mat. Exhale, lift the tops of your feet up and bring them over to the left side of your mat and turn your gaze to look at your pretty feet, your pandemic feet. Inhale, lift the tops of your feet up, coming back to center. And then exhale, bring your feet over to the right side, twisting your body to look at your feet on the right side. Inhale, lift, coming back to center, and then exhale, bring the tops of your feet over to the left side and just focus your gaze on your heels. Inhale, come back up to center. And once again, bring your two big toes together and push your bum towards your calves. And just take two big breaths. Now come back up to on all fours. Curl your toes under. And slowly inhale, lift your knees up off the mat and gently push your chest away from your hands towards your bent, bringing your chest in the direction of your bent knees. Allowing your head to be heavy, yet staying in line with the arms. Your fingertips are spread wide. Your right hand is pushing into the mat, gesturing, maybe going in the right towards the right, and your left palm is pressing into the mat. Maybe your fingers are pressing into the mat, maybe turning left. Breathing into downward dog. Now slowly begin to bring your knees down to the mat. The tops of your feet are now planted back onto the mat. Right side, we're going to lift our right arm up off the mat. We're going to bring our palm maybe up to shoulder height. And once your palm is at shoulder height, begin to fully extend your arm up towards the sky. So inhale, lift the right palm up off the mat. And slowly, fully extend your arm up, looking at your raised arm up towards the sky. Coming into revolving table. And then exhale, slowly bring the right arm back down. How's that, visitor? That house guest. Okay. Pressing into the tops of our feet. Pressing into our right hand, using your core. Inhale, lift your left hand up off the mat. And once you're maybe at shoulder height, fully extend your arm up, looking at your hand up in the sky. And slowly bring the left arm back down, bringing your gaze back down to the mat. Right side, inhale, lift the right hand up, and then gently, fully extend that right arm up towards the ceiling, looking at your right hand. Gently bring the right hand back down to the mat. Left side, inhale, lift the left arm up, and then slowly, fully extend it up towards the sky, turning to look up at your left hand. Gently lower your left arm down by your side. And slowly, gracefully lower yourselves down onto your bellies. And just take your forearms, stack them on top of one another, and just bring your left cheek onto your forearms and just breathe. Allowing our bellies to press into the mat. Massaging our organs. So your hands are stacked on top, your forearms are stacked on top of one another. You're going to just open your arms out so that your palms come facing down in front of you. Your elbows could be underneath your shoulders. Your palms are facing down. They are as wide as your body. They're not splayed out, they're straight on the mat. Palms are facing down. Your elbows could be underneath your shoulders, but if you have back issues, you can walk your palms a little ahead of you, a little towards the front of you, and bring your elbows, push your elbows a little farther away from you, and that may help those who have back issues. Or if today you just aren't in the mood to put your elbows underneath your shoulders, that's fine. This is your mat, this is your practice. So our heads are lifted, our shoulders are lifted. We're pressing in to our pelvic bone. Wherever your hands are, press the palms of your hands, your wide open palms. Just press into your mat and almost act like you're strong enough to drag your body forward. Feel that stretch. Now relax from the pulling sensation. Slowly begin to bring your right knee up. Your right knee is bent and you're bringing it out to the side of your mat, straddling your mat. Opening your hips, your legs are down. And just bring your right knee, send your right knee to the right. It looks like this. Oh, you can't see me, my mat. It looks like this. Hold on. So I lift my knee up, it goes out towards the right, dragging on the floor. The inside of my right ankle is resting on the floor. And I'm still in Sphinx. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, yes, perfect. And breathe into that hip opener. This is dedicated to a couple of friends, my hip friends, and just breathe. Now gently bring your right leg back in towards your body and just lower your head back down to the mat and take a moment. Now come back up, bringing your elbows wherever it worked for you the last time we did it. And honestly, it may be different this time around. Opposite side. Begin to bend your left knee, bend your left leg, bringing your left knee away from you. Opening your hip. And pressing your pelvic bone into the mat, maybe lifting your heart up a little higher. Yes, yes, yes. Now slowly bring your left leg back to your body. And just stack your hands once more. Now slowly come onto your side into I'm gonna watch TV on the floor pose, where your left elbow is bent. Your left elbow is bent, which would mean you're lying on your left side. Your left elbow is bent. Your hand is cradling your head, and your body is nice and long. Now lifting your right knee up, just bring your right knee forward and let that knee land on the ground out to your right side. Coming into cattail, which means I'm on my side, my head is propped up with my left hand, but my right knee has fallen over to the side. It's bent. And it's like a cattail. Yes, yes, yes. Look at that. Look at all my kitty cats. Meow. Okay, opposite side. Come out of the cattail, unbending your right knee. And whatever you need to do to come onto your right side, back into a straight body. Lying on the floor watching TV pose. Maybe taking your left hand and just placing it on the mat next to your breast or chest. And then lift your left knee and just allow that left knee bent to spill over onto the floor. Coming into cattail. Coming into cattail on the other side. Feeling your hip creases get a little workout. Breathing into whatever sensation you feel, just observe. Now slowly unroll yourself, coming back onto all fours, back into table. Slowly getting there, whatever way works for you. Placing the palms of your hand into the mat, your shoulders are stacked over your wrist. Your knees are stacked underneath your hips. Curl your toes under. And then slowly inhale, lift your knees up off the mat and push your chest away from your hands. Pedaling your dog, alternating heels, hitting the mat. Your heels are tapping the mat. Horse lips. Now slowly begin to lower your knees down to your mat. And pushing your bum towards your calves, coming into a kneeling posture. If any of you have knee sensitivities, you can put a blanket or a mat, a blanket or a towel underneath your knees. We're gonna come up high on our knees. And place your hands on your hips. And lift your right leg up and out Fully extending your right leg. Once again, your toes are pointing in the direction, let's say, of your breast, in the same direction. Your feet, the sole of your feet are touching the floor. And your ankle is in line with your hips. It's not going farther, it's not going back. It's in one straight line with your hip and actually your whole body. So you're nice and tall. And if this feels uncomfortable, you can always bring the top of your left foot towards the right a little bit. It'll make you feel a little more anchored. So keeping your torso nice and tall, your left hand, we're gonna inhale, begin to raise our left hand up towards the sky, reaching through our fingertips, and gently bend our body, our torso over to the right side, coming into gate. And you can keep your gaze looking forward, or you can turn your gaze upward or down. Breathing into this very powerful posture. Now slowly begin to bring that left arm down and come back onto a double bent knee. And if you need to just sit your bum down just for a minute to take a breather, you can. All right, coming back to upright. Let's fully extend our left foot out alongside of our body. Your heel is in line with your hips. Your toes are heading in the direction of your breast. Or your shoulders, I should say, that way, straight ahead. And if you need to anchor yourself a little bit better or feel a little more secure, you can bring the top of your right foot inward towards the left a little bit. So right hand, inhale, begin to raise that right hand up, reaching through your arms, fully extending your arms, and then begin to bring that right arm up and over, reaching over towards the left side. Turning your gaze wherever it makes you happy today. It's your house. It's your body. Now slowly begin to come back up to center, bringing your right arm down by your side. Releasing the left knee back to kneeling. And slowly coming back into table. Curling your toes under. Inhale, lift your knees up off the mat and push yourself into a bent knee downward dog. And once you are secure in your dog, bring the soles of your feet wider on your mat. Deepen the bend in your knees and slowly walk your hands towards your feet. Coming into a fold. And gently begin to uncurl your body, one vertebrae at a time, rebuilding this house, coming into standing. And just taking a moment to check in with yourself, closing your eyes and placing one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Remembering your intentions. Now coming back into awareness, standing at the top of your mat. The soles of your feet are hip width apart. They're planted into the earth. Engaging your core, keeping your torso nice and long. Your shoulders are relaxed. The back of your neck is long. Slowly begin to inhale and begin to lift your arms up and out and above. Bringing your two hands together in prayer. Or you can interlace your fingers and slowly begin to shift your hips towards the right. Then gently begin to bend over towards the left, coming into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. And everybody's moon is different. There's a Monday moon, a Tuesday moon. Breathing into this quite challenging posture, using your core. Inhale, lift and come back up to center. Shifting our hips towards the left. Exhale, begin to bend towards the right side. Keeping your ears away from your shoulders. Noticing the difference from one side to the other. Slowly inhale and come back up to center. And take your interlaced fingers, your interlaced hands, and place them behind your head. And slowly begin to push your elbows away from each other, social distance them to open up your heart and give yourself a slight back bend. Using the engagement of your thighs, just lift your heart up and back, opening your heart to the world. And gently come back up to standing and release your hands down by your side and let it go. Now come into a wide leg stance. It's not as wide as warrior stance, but it's probably a little more than hip width apart. Keeping your torso nice and upright, grounding the soles of your feet into the earth. And sometimes people need to turn their toes a little outward a little bit, just to feel a little more grounded. Your chin is tucked, the back of your neck is nice and long. Your hands are on your thighs. We're going to fold forward. So if there's anyone that should not do this, maybe because of blood pressure or anything, please be mindful of this. So placing your hands on your thighs, slowly begin to hinge forward. And what you don't want to do is send your butt out. We tend to always want to send our butt out. So just try to hinge forward without sending your butt out. And that's engaging your thighs. Use your core and engage your thighs. So hands on your hips, hands on your thighs, and then inhale. And then exhale, begin to fold forward, bringing your shoulders towards the floor. And if you feel like you need to open wider, you can do so. Bringing your gaze to where you're going. And if you need to do a slight bend of the knee to soften your knees, beautiful. And if it's in your practice today, to touch the floor, to touch your ankles, to touch your shins, do some touching. And just allow your head to just relax and hang out. Maybe at this time you're looking at the wall behind you. And if it's in your practice today, you can take the palms of your hands and send them in the direction of the back of the room while they're placed on the floor. Now slowly begin to lift your head up. Bring your hands maybe to your hips, or if you need to start off with them on your knees, gently begin to bring yourself back up to standing. And then bring the soles of your feet together and just shake it out. Coming up to the top of your mat. We're going to swan dive forward and come into downward dog. So inhale, begin to lift your arms up towards the sky. And begin to soften your knees and then hinge forward at the hip, bringing your shoulders downward towards your mat. Engage your core. And once your hands, your palms have touched the mat, step the right foot back and then step the left foot back, coming into downward dog. Beautiful. 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 Remembering the gesture with the palms, pressing into the mat, both hands turning outward. Mimicking turning outward, which what it does is it helps support the arms. It brings the elbows into the body. Now slowly begin to exhale and lower down to the mat. Come down on your knees. Beautiful. And gently allow yourselves to spill over onto your side. Sitting up. Spill over onto your hip to then come to upright. And bring yourself to sitting with your feet forward. Your feet are in front of you. Now bend your right leg. You could either stay here or you can lift the sole of your right foot and bring it over to the other opposite side of your left leg. Your torso is nice and upright. And if it's in your practice today, you can lean over to your right side. Lean over to your left side and maybe bend your left leg. So once again, if you are in the position where you carried your right leg over your left leg, you can lean over to your left side and bend your left leg. So both knees are bent. So you're in a bit of a pretzel. So lengthening your torso, your shoulders are relaxed. The back of your neck is nice and long. Take your right hand and place your right hand on your plate. Take your left hand, place your left hand on your right knee. Lengthen your body and then begin to bring your right hand behind you. Your palms are pressing down on the floor. Your fingertips are heading in the direction of the back of the room. Lengthen your torso. And then exhale, begin to twist your body around to the right, bringing your gaze over your right shoulder. Keeping your chin tucked and your shoulders are relaxed. And if you'd like to wrap your left elbow crease around your right knee, you can do that as well. Feeling your thigh, massage your belly. Now slowly begin to inhale your way back to center. Unbending your left leg and then releasing your right leg wherever you had it placed and fully extend the right leg and just shake it out. Opposite side, bend the left knee, bend the left leg, and lift the sole of the foot and bring it over to the opposite side of the right leg, or you can stay right here on the inside of the right leg. And if it's in your practice, you can lean over to the right side this time and bend your right leg so that both legs have a bent knee. Your body is nice and upright. Your torso is nice and long. You can take your right hand and place it on your left knee, or you can wrap the inside crease of your right arm around your left knee. Your body is nice and lengthened. It's long. The back of your neck is long. Now begin to bring your left hand out and behind you, palm facing down, and then slowly begin to twist your body towards the left side of the room, feeling stretching everywhere. And then turn your gaze over your left shoulder, breathing in to your thigh. This feeling that we feel could be a form of a house guest, a form of a visitor. No matter what it brings, welcome them, because we learn from them. Now slowly begin to inhale and bring yourselves back to center. And then you can lean over to the right, maybe unbend the right knee, and then bring the left knee back to neutral, and then shake it out. Now continuing to sit upright, and if you need to prop yourselves up at all a little bit with a blanket or a towel, you can do that. Bend your left leg, bringing the sole of your foot into your thigh. You're pushing the heel of your right foot away from you. And sometimes people like to, students like to put something under the knee when it's bent like this. So you're pushing your heel away from you. You can actually curl your toes, your right toes towards your face. Your torso is nice and long. Just inhale, lift your arms up. Let's lengthen our bodies, just long. Let's just be long. Someone is upstairs and they're pulling at our fingertips. And just breathe into this. Now bring your hands down and place your right hand on the right side of your thigh and the left hand in the inside of your right thigh. Now keeping that length that we just created from that stretch, slowly begin to walk your hands down on the outsides of your right leg, keeping your heel, your right heel pushing away from you, keeping length in your body. Begin to walk down, walk down. Maybe bringing your chest as close to your thigh as you possibly can. Beautiful. Now slowly begin to walk your hands back up towards your thigh, coming back to an upright position. And when you're ready, unbend the left leg and shake it out. And then bend your right leg, bringing the right sole to the inside of your left thigh. Once again, let's lift our arms up and reach. Let's lengthen our body. Let's remind our torso of what the things that we want, length. Now bring your hands down, placing a hand on the left side of your leg and a hand on the right side of your leg. And slowly begin to walk yourselves down your leg. noticing the difference from side to side. The left side for me is not my side. Breathing into this fold. Now slowly begin to walk your hands up your leg. Unbend your right leg and just shake it out. And when you're ready, gently lower yourselves onto your mats, coming into a lying down position. Prepare yourself for Shavasana. Finding a nice, comfortable position on your backs, allowing your shoulders to relax, allowing the back of your neck to be nice and long. Closing your eyes and melting. Maybe taking 2 really large, long, cleansing breaths. Maybe inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. And coming into a natural breath. Let go. And relax. Just let it all go. And be right here, right now. Now slowly begin to bring yourselves back to awareness, deepening your breath. Wiggling your toes, wiggling your fingers. maybe rolling on to one side. And when you're ready, slowly push yourselves up into a comfortable seated position. Joining me for 3 rounds of Om. Bringing your hands together at heart center. Exhale. Inhale. Remembering your intentions and honoring and welcoming any guests that arrive at your guest house. Learn from them. The light in me honors the divine light in all of you. Namaste. Jai Bhagwan.